Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to Spirit of Islam. I'm your host Ashraf Zaghloul. Inshallah, today we will reflect on Surat Taha, the chapter of Taha in the Quran. And Surat Taha is, I used to read it a lot and pass it without the reflection and understanding. And then about a month ago I was reading through it and opening my heart. And subhanallah, all the meanings that came through and the wonderful things. And this is the Quran. When we read it, we have to open our heart. In a way, it's like a receiver. And if you don't open this receiver, a lot of meanings could go by and you don't understand it. And I notice a lot of Muslims these days kind of say, let's read the Quran for the sawab. And let's not try to understand it because we couldn't. And this is the biggest, I call it a crime. It's a crime. The Quran is the words of Allah is talking to us. If you want Allah to talk to you, read the Quran. So what is it that when somebody's talking to you, anybody, and you don't listen, you don't try to understand? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to you, try to understand. I was reading for a scholar, and he said the best way to understand the Quran is do wudu, read it, open your mind, and read and try to understand the meaning. And he said, don't try to go to books to understand. Read it and you try to get the meaning out of it. And after you get the meanings, go to the books of tafsir and try to see how they relate. But you have to, because it's Allah talking to you, so you open your heart and mind. Which is sadly, a lot of Muslims say, since we don't understand it, we should not try to understand its meaning. We should only go to books that's written 1,000 years ago to come and tell us its meanings. Well, these scholars, Jazahumullah kull khair, God reward them for their work. They are scholars, they're people who tried and they did their best. And they explained the Quran in the light of their time and in the light of their issues at the time. But for us, we are in a new era with new times, new technology. And yes, their explanation could add value, but we need to look at it in the light of today and how it affects our life today rather than how it affected the lives of people 1,000 years ago or 1,200 years ago. The Quran rejuvenates itself all the time. Read it. And whether you're a Muslim or a non-Muslim, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran and challenges to comprehend, to reflect, to ponder on it, whether you are a believer or not a believer. And it tells to unbelievers, go and try to find something that's wrong or something that conflicts in the Quran, and you won't find it. So the challenge is for the believers and the non-believers: ponder, reflect and understand.